brought a very interesting point. David Dean. It looks like he's as big as a miss as how much we talk about Wenger in, Wenger out, because all these departments that you're talking about was dealt, and Wenger was almost like, I'm gonna get this player or I'll get it for you. I'll get the contract done. I'll seal it early.
That was David Dean. Mr. Arsenal, we called him. I've known David Dean since I was 16 years old. I knew who he was before. As an Arsenal fan, I knew who he was. But luckily, I became full-time at the club, and I got to know him and speak to him. He was Arsenal through and through. He wanted Arsenal to be the best, and he was the one who made the changes. He's the one who got Wenger in. He's the one who said, right, I will back you, and I'll make sure we get these players that you need. And he got all the players that they needed, and for 12 years, it was fantastic.
And why do you think the hierarchy above Wenger has not seen that loss needs to be replaced?
We're
talking about Kroenke, we're talking about Gazidis.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. Stan Kroenke comes in. He's obviously a US owner. He owns US franchises of sports teams. He comes over and he invests it at Arsenal. He is a profit man. Profit man. He wants to make profit. Now, there's nothing wrong in making profit, but you actually become more profitable if you're successful. But it seems like the philosophy at the football club isn't to be the best. They spent money on the stadium. The stadium's paid off now. They told the fans that we will be challenging. Once we pay the stadium off, this will give us the funds to be able to challenge and at the top.
And just adding on to that, Arsenal fans pay top dollar to watch.
The highest.
Yeah, the
Arsenal
highest.
pay the highest.
Top dollar
I think it's in the world.
Yeah.
The highest in the world.
And they deserve to see the team challenging for Premier League.
Well, I tell you what they deserve. I tell you what they deserve. Arsenal fans deserve the truth. Arsenal fans deserve, when they go to the shareholder meetings, that when they ask questions, they get told the truth. Because the club came out and said, we will be challenging, we'll be able to spend the big wages, we'll be able to upgrade the squad, we'll be able to do all of the things that the Arsenal fans asked. But it hasn't happened. And when you question why, the Arsenal hierarchy don't say anything. So obviously they're not interested in being the best. Because if you're interested in being the best, you will show that you're interested in being the best.
So this is an absolute major issue, because clearly what you've just told me is cleared the air. We over here in Southeast Asia always been thinking, they look at Arsene Wenger. We're talking about Stan Kroenke, we're talking about Gazidis. Absolutely delightful to see this man in charge of the football club as long as possible, because he brings the books right. He balances the checks.
He stabilizes the club.
And it's profitable.
It's profitable.
That's the word, profitable.
It's profitable.
We don't need to win to be profitable, because I'm a businessman. I've put in my money, and I came in here because to make some money. And the sad part, just coming on the other side, is Arsenal fans pay top dollar, the highest in England, to see their team winning.
Yes.
And this is really sad.
And you know what else? I think this is the most difficult thing. When you know what it takes as a fan, because you've seen it develop, you've seen the club develop. You've had the team go unbeaten all season.
In charge by the same man.
In charge by the same man. And you could see the problems in the team.
And so
the same man
can see it.
Doesn't rectify it.
Yeah, he can see it, but he doesn't rectify it.
That is the most frustrating thing, because as a fan, you could put your finger on it. Everybody, opposition fans know where the issues are. And then when Arsenal go into the transfer market, they're buying somebody who's not going to address the problem.
And you can't blame when you... I mean, I'm not a great fan of watching Arsenal TV, because sometimes it borders just across, you know what I mean.
Craziness.
And it's a bit of... it's harsh. It's very harsh. But then you can't blame them if they go on the streets, start protesting and saying, we have a different meaning to this club. We support this club because we want the truth, like you said.
Yes.
The truth in challenging for the titles, because we deserve it. We pay top dollar to support this club, to attend games week in, week out. And I think it's really sad.
They spend a lot of money. Arsenal fans spend a lot of money following the club. They pay the most for home, and away is going to be good money as well. They travel everywhere, like most fans. It's harsh to know that the club you love are not doing the right things to improve. It's crazy, especially when you know what it takes. The club know what it takes, but they're just never going to address it. It's painful. It's painful, and I know the guys at Arsenal TV, and I know how passionate they are. DT, one of the guys I've known since he was 8 years old.
Wow.
He was a little boy who was in the first team, and I used to see him. He came in, and it was me and him. I was travelling somewhere with me and Ian Wright, and Ian Wright was putting stuff in people's car, being mischievous. And I called him over, and we were there talking, and I used to see him at the supporters club and stuff. So I've known him since he was a young boy, and he bleeds Arsenal. He is Arsenal, Arsenal, Arsenal. So it's a bit disrespectful to the fans when the club have said...
It's almost betrayal. It's bordering betrayal when you lie.
Well, they've said they're going to be able to compete, and then they're coming out with matrix about, for the matrix of spending, we are at the top. I mean, you know, this is disgusting as far as I'm concerned. I'm an Arsenal fan. It's disgusting. I don't want to hear it. They're not interested. So, Arsenal fans, what are you going to do about it? You know, it's difficult. It's difficult to take.